everybody. This is kendelllenice, Lady Motivator here, and have I got something in store for you. I'm so excited and thrilled about this show. I'm really just overwhelmed, truth be told, because I have a vision for you all, not just a visual vision, but a vision for the way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you move, the way that you think about things, the way that you think about just Black men in general. I have 6 amazing men with me today, and you are going to hear from them from all topics, from love to relationships to health to God to how they feel about just life in general. So I'm so excited about this show. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video. All right, so I'm excited. You'll find out why I'm excited in just a minute, ladies, and men, because that's the thing. You'll see men on this show, and it's not about eye candy for women and just looking at them. It's really about getting an insight on men and what men think, what men want, and where their focus lies. So hopefully this will inspire a lot of men and women. So I am pleased. So when I call your name so the camera can go on you, say hello to the audience. So first up, I have Norman Love.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here.
All right, and I have Marcus. Hey, Marcus.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Grateful for the opportunity. Thank you.
Yes, and I have Will.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for having me.
I have Terrence.
What's going on, family? Thanks for the invite, Kendell. It was an honor.
Yes. T. Price.
Hey, good to see everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yes. And I have Leroy.
What's up, good people? Y'all know what it is. It's your boy.
All right. It's so funny. I do this all the time, but I'm kind of nervous. I can feel my hand shaking.
Hey, you're human. You're human.
Yes. Oh, gosh. And I don't want to. This is the one take thing. It's not about being recorded. This is all the way live. And I want it to be authentically live. So we just had a conversation before we started. I said I want them to be completely honest. I don't want the right answer. I want the real answer. So what we're going to do is start with a rapid fire game. You guys down?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. One word, love. I'll start with you. Leroy. What you got?
Commitment.
Terrence?
God, that agape love. That's when I think about love.
Norman?
Truth.
Price?
Unconditional.
Marcus?
Forever.
Say that again.
Forever.
Okay. Will?
Jesus.
Hey.
Okay. All right. So that's their take on love. So how this is going to work is I'm going to just throw the word out there, and then I want you to expound on what love means to you. So Norman, I'm going to start with you because your real actual last name is Love.
Absolutely. Well, when I said truth, it actually covers a lot of things. One, people living in their truth. That's love of self, when you live in your truth, and not trying to be somebody else just to appease somebody else, living in your truth and bringing that to the table. The word of God is truth, bringing that to the table, the fact that, God is love, his word is truth. So when I say truth, it encompasses more than just that word. It encompasses you, yourself, what you bring to the table, being true to yourself, being true to your loved ones, your family. If you're getting into a relationship, being true to yourself in that relationship, because it's not sustainable if you're putting on an air or a front. You have to live in your truth.
Absolutely. Well said. All right, Leroy, what you got for love?
Well, what I said was commitment, and the reason I said that is because when I think about love, and I think of the different descriptions of what love is, and I think it was Will that said agape, and we think about God, we think about commitment. Anything that we love, I believe we're committed to. We commit to, just like Pastor Marcus said, where you are, it's where you're committed to it, you are subjected to it, you spend what you care so much about it, about what it is that you love, whether it's an individual, whether it's a family, whether it's a friend, whether it's a wife, you're committed to that person, to that to that thing that you're trying to, that you care so much about. So that's where I get committed from. And what I mean by committed, you're solely committed to what it is that you love.
Okay, so you can't be in love, the true sense of love, unless you decide to make that commitment, whatever that commitment means to those two people.
Correct.
Gotcha. All right, Marcus, what you got?
My word that I used was forever. When I think of love, I kind of mix it with the two difference. Jason Nelson wrote a song and he talked about God. He said, forever is a long time. That's how long I'll love you. The artist, R&B artist Jeremiah, he wrote a song, and in the song, he said, love don't change. I don't think love ever changes. I think what happens, because love doesn't fade when we do it forever, love doesn't fade. We just sometimes fold. We get under the impression of what comes with loving someone. You're going to always have trials. You're going to always have tribulations. You're going to always have ups and downs. You're going to always have roller coaster peaks and valleys. But if it's really love, then you understand love can never fade. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. And it never fades. We just fold sometimes because of the pressure of what we go through. But if it's real love, it's always going to last.
Wonderful. So I'm going to ask a question and then I'm going to get to the rest of the fellas. So if love seems to fade, would you say that that's not love at all?
I wouldn't say that it wasn't love. I would say that maybe the individual, under the oppression of what love brings, somewhere in there starts to fold. Let's not forget, and I don't want to get too spooky and spiritual, let's not forget Jesus went through the pressure of love. And so he had to remain strong under the pressure of what love brings. You will never be in love with something and never feel the pressure of it. It's going to bring pressure.
Yeah, it's going to bring out the real you too.
Indeed,
love and relationships, and we'll talk about that later, but love is the best light you can shine on who you really are in relationships. And we'll talk about that in a moment, about relationships and how relationships make you see who you really are. Because you can pretend to be something else outside, but when you're with that person that's closest to you, they see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it's a reflection. And at that time, you can decide, okay, I'm liking who I see, or wow, this mirror, I don't like this mirror so much, I'm going to change that. So we're going to talk about that a little later. But I'm going to go to Terrence. What you got?
I said agape love, just that godly love. When I think about love, that godly love, meaning when I didn't love myself or knew myself, God loved me. And that love is selfless and forgiving and unconditional. So when I think about love, I always just go to our Father. You know, through the ups and downs, through the trials and tribulations, through the heartbreak, through the disrespect, through the sin, that love was always still there. So, yeah, when I think about love, I think about agape love, God's love and his presence that I feel.
It's unwavering. It's unshakable.
Yes. That agape love,
All right. Good. All right, Price.
To me, love is just something that's, it's unforgiving. It's not something that you ask for. It's nothing that you go out and you seek. And it has nothing to do with like, because I really love a lot of people that I don't like, Just having love for them, makes me want to, kind of stick by them, even though, you know, I might be frustrated with them or if I don't like them very much. And it also gives back to me, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody, like, I know I'm a difficult
reciprocal. It's reciprocal.
I know I'm a difficult person to like, but I have a lot of people that love me and they just keep coming back. So love is amazing.
Okay, and that's good. And maybe we'll have some time to unpack that later, because there might be more people that like you than you think.
Amen.
So that might be your vision or view coming from yourself, but people may see that differently. So I'm not gonna put my life coach hat on with this one. I'm just gonna keep this conversation going. And if we have time, I might go back to that. All right, Will. You're on mute. Okay.
Sorry, my wife came in the house and the dog started barking, and I'm like, oh, come on now. But so
this is live. It's live.
It is. I know. This is real life, right?
That's
So
right.
So the love of my life just walked in the house. So
Okay.
I said Jesus. So to me, the model of love is Jesus. He never he sought out the people who were low. You know what I mean? The people who came where I came from. Like I'm from the streets. I'm so flawed. I might not look like I definitely don't look like what I've been through. And he sought out people like that. So I try my best to do the same thing. Like give people who don't feel love. You don't judge people. You just don't do certain things when you love people. And love is all about sacrifice. So if you can't sacrifice for something, you don't love it. And that's just it. That's it. That's all. If you can't sacrifice, you don't love it. And I think of, and so that's why I say Jesus, because he sacrificed his life for us.
Wow. So we talked about love. Love is commitment. It's unwavering. It's agape love. It's trust. You know, we talked about all of those different things, and it's amazing. The definition can be different, as you see, for everybody. But everybody's version and definition of love is different. But one thing that they all had in common is God's love, because we are flawed human beings, and we have to learn to love ourselves as he loves us. And then we can in turn love other people that way. But that's not always easy. It's not always easy to recognize love, and it's not always easy to see the love in other people. So we may circle back around to that, but that's the definition of love, coming from, let me see what I want to call y'all, the Fantastic Six. Maybe I'll think of something else. All right. So I am a woman, so I have to ask this question, and we're going to do it the same way, rapid fire, and then you're going to expound. All right. So I'm going to start with the way that I'm looking at it. The middle square is Terrence. Like, what's the show with the square? What is that?
Hollywood Squares.
There you go.
That's funny.
All right. So, one word, woman.
Oh, just one?
Yep. And we're going to go back, but we're just going to just start with one. And I love that you have more than one adjective.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Okay. Leroy.
Oh, wow. You would come to me second. And he took the word that I was going to say, beautiful. I'm going to say.
Say twice. We're so fly. You can say beautiful twice. Okay.
Hey.
Well, I want to use it. I'll use another one. Impactful.
Woo. Woo. Okay. All right. Price, what you got over there? You're on mute. This is live. Okay. What you got? That's okay.
I'm sorry, I got lost. Where were we at?
Woman. One word to describe a woman, and then we're going to unpack that.
Just complicated, really.
Complicated. Okay. That's real. Hey, I asked for the real. I ask for the real, and at times people in general can be complicated, and that's an honest answer. All right, Marcus.
Everything.
Woo!
Woo!
Okay.
I
That's
gotta
good.
give it to you, brother. I
That's
gotta
good.
give it to you. That was good. That was good. I gotta give it to you.
That was a good one.
That was good.
All right, Norman.
Priceless.
I love it. Yep. Okay. Will.
Strong.
Yeah.
True, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Marcus, you said everything.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. How are us women everything?
But, well, I mean, when you really look at it, and it's amazing, I'll just say this much, it's amazing to have such powerful guys on the line. I mean, just listen to some of the things these guys have said so far. I mean, just amazing to be a part of this. But if we go back to the beginning of a thing, when you look at Adam, Eve was everything Adam so desired. She was everything Adam wanted, even to the point she was the highs and the lows of Adam. She became literally everything to him and for him. And if a man is really going to appreciate the essence of what a woman really is, he has to tap into everything she is. And in doing that, you're going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like one of the guys said, I think he said something about being confrontational, some word he used when he described the woman. That's a part of everything. You're going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly of a woman. You got to tap into that, because guess what? She makes up everything about you.
That's good, and that's real, and that's what it's about. Look, I'm so tired of seeing people, these perfect people. I posted something. I was like, shout out to all my perfect people. I don't know nothing about that life. I just don't. I know nothing about that perfect life. You know,
They don't know either.
no.
Right.
They don't know either.
Because when you look on social media, everybody is perfect. Everybody's relationship is perfect. Everybody's skin is perfect. Everybody's clothes, every hair is in place. You got the fresh shape ups. And I think this quarantine is showing people their authentic self. It's showing people. I mean, people that had hairlines, they don't have hairlines anymore because they can't get that Beijing, that spray, whatever's going on. I mean, if I hear one more woman say, my lash, y'all don't need these lashes on anyway, but that's a whole nother story. But people are saying, like, my lashes are hanging on. I can't, my nails are this. I mean, if this doesn't tell you to rely on yourself and be self-sufficient, I don't know what is, because the real you is coming out during this quarantine. It's coming.
Amen. Amen.
Absolutely. All right, so Norman, you want to expound on a woman?
Yeah, sure. I said priceless because how can you put a value on that? You can't put a value on that, from everything from motherhood to raising children, to rearing children, to bringing them up, to being that spouse or that partner. When you have that hard day, when you have that rough day, them being there, picking up the slack for you, when you can't do it yourself, your manhood, making you feel like a man. You know, we can all go out there with our chest stuck out, like we're this, we're that, but you know what? Just that soft touch, that hand on your back, that's pushing you forward. You know, if you with the right woman, I'm gonna say the right woman in your corner, a man's gonna go further than what he can get on his own.
That's right.
That's a word. Norman, that's a whole word right there. The right woman. And that's right important woman. Because the wrong woman can be the detriment of a man.
Absolutely. It'll be an anchor around your neck.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love that you said that. But go ahead.
Yeah. So the right woman, a man can go much further with the right woman in his corner than by himself. You know, she, and I'm not trying to paraphrase any songs, but with the right woman, it becomes a movement, as opposed to you out there trying to do your thing. When you got the right woman, everything you do becomes a movement. So you can't put a price on that. So with the right woman, with being evenly yoked and having the right woman and what she brings to the table, you can't put a price on that. It's invaluable. It's priceless.
I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a horseman paired together.
Exactly.
She couldn't. Not the Neal.
Right.
I'm a writer, so I love words, no matter what genre it is in, and that is one of my favorite lines because that is so true. So Norman, yes, it is. Yeah. And just like you are a perfect. Let me see if y'all know this. You are the perfect lyric over a tight beat.
Oh, come on now. You gotta come better than that.
What is it?
It's Love Jones.
No,
I'm sorry. Brown Sugar.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. My daughter's in the background saying brown sugar. But absolutely, and that's his description of a woman, as we did in talking about a woman, and everybody's definition is different. So all right, so Terrence?
I believe I said beautiful. It's beautiful, sexy, all that. I'm speaking for my wife when I think about a woman, and not to mention my grandmother, my mother, and all the strong women in my life that God has blessed me with. It's just beautiful how you all take on the role of being a woman, the backbone to us, sometimes backbone to a family. I have more women in my family than men. So it's just beautiful how you all take on that role and still glowing, just like an angel, just still just glowing. Dealing with all the ups and downs and the kids and the business and hustling and cooking and just still put it on. Just that glow and still, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. So when you talk about a woman, my spouse, it's just beautiful to me. Just pure beauty. It's just a song. Like I love it. I love it. Yes.
And shout out to all your wives and significant others that have it. Shout them out. Yes.
Shout your wife out. Put your W's up.
And if you don't have somebody, maybe after this you will, because you'll see what an amazing guy you are.
My nibble on something. Hey.
Right. Absolutely. And I think this is important for women who don't have men in their lives and they're not, less quote unquote, trying to get with you, but to restore their faith in men and restore their faith in Black men, and to know there are men out there talking about how beautiful their wives are and how they love their wives. And Will said the love of his life walked in the door. I mean, a lot of women don't get to hear that about themselves in relationships or single. They don't get to hear that. So I really think it's important that they hear conversations like this, because it gives them hope. Because somebody might have had a deadbeat guy. Somebody might have had a guy that just really didn't know how to love. Somebody might have had a man who was like their father, and their father wasn't anything in their lives, or they're attracting the wrong people, or they're looking for love in the wrong places. So I hope women of all ages, because it's not just the young ones, it's a lot of older women that have been scorned, abused, broke down, torn apart by men. And I'm not a male basher, and I always speak up for men, especially Black men, because I know too many good brothers. I just know too many to believe the hype that society thinks about Black men. I disagree with that, and a lot of people do. And I hate to see women saying, well, I don't need a man, or Black men ain't this. I'm crossing the street. What you mean crossing the street? I'm getting a white man, because Black men, there are no good Black men out there. And I'm like, listen, I beg to differ. I know too many in my family, outside of my family, and beyond. Friends, husbands as well, other people. So I just really want women to look at men, especially Black men, differently and see the power that you guys possess and you hold and the love that you have. And it's okay, you know, Price, if you're complicated, or, you know, it's okay if women are complicated. It's okay if there's some turmoil there, because a rose grows out of concrete. It's possible.
Come on.
It's possible. So it doesn't matter where you've been through. It doesn't matter if you had horrible relationship after horrible relationship. There still is hope. And I just really want to give that to women. All right. So, Will.
Yes.
Women. You mentioned the word, expound on that.
Strength. Yes. So like Terrence, like when I was born, I had about 5 grandmothers. I had five grandmothers. So including like great grandmothers. And I've seen these ladies had 13 kids and had 9 kids and still cook and still maintain a house and not go crazy and all these different things I've seen them do. Now I see my wife, she's a sergeant. She's able to be a mom. She's able to be a wife. She's able to be a daughter. And then she's able to go to work and somehow forget about home for a little bit and delegate all these different people to do different things and still come back home to me and give me what I need. That's
real. And to be a sergeant, she still gives you that softness of a woman, that tenderness of a woman.
Yes.
And that's the duality that we have to kind of manage and juggle, to be the soft, gentle woman, as well as, like Terrence was saying, learning, you know, you're taking care of this person and you're running businesses and you're doing this. And it's difficult for a lot of women, I'm going to be honest, to do that and to find that balance. We can do all things. We know this. But to try to find the balance, women perfect that. You know, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a woman. Women perfect that because we have to be all things. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the group Kindred and the Family Soul.
Oh, yeah.
You guys familiar with Kendall? It's a song that the wife Asia, it's a husband and wife neo soul R&B group. And it's a song called Woman First. And they sing everything together. I don't know if you guys, I see some of you shaking your head.
Yes.
And she's just saying that her husband reminds her that she's a woman first. You guys got to check it out. I mean, I've seen it live and just listening to the song, but it's powerful. It's powerful. And it's a husband and wife team. And she's just saying every day I'm not sleeping and I'm nursing because, you know, had a baby. And she's saying, but her husband still looks at her as a woman first and has to remind her that she's a woman first. So you guys give that to us. You know, you guys give that to us. But go ahead, Will. I want you to continue.
Yeah, so like I said, and my mom, I've seen my mom, like, so my dad was in construction. Well, he's still in construction, and he would get laid off because, you know, because work slowed down, and she would still maintain a home but not destroy his ego, not destroy his pride. So just the different things that women juggle is just amazing to me, because I know that I mean, well, God didn't make me that way, you know, but he has shown me a woman's worth, though. He has shown me, so I appreciate it. So like when you talk about the balance in that, I'm able to balance my wife out.
And that's that union, that's that teamwork. That's really what it's about, to be able to carry someone else's weaknesses where you may be strong, and to really have a unified, tight-knit team between a man and a woman. All right, so who do we have? So Price, you said complicated. You want to go a little further into that?
Maybe I shouldn't have said complicated. Maybe I just meant like complex, because the women that I've encountered, they have like a lot of layers. So it's all about communication and digging deep and trying to figure out what those layers are. And at the end of the day, it really boils down to compatibility. You know what I'm saying? And like, I can appreciate a lot of things about a different woman, but they're not always compatible with what you are. And somebody that's able to build you up. You know what I'm saying? Like my ex-wife, for example. I mean, she's a great woman, you know what I'm saying? But she wasn't for me, you know what I'm saying? She didn't know how to motivate me. She didn't respect what my ideas and the way I think and, you know, the way I feel and stuff like that.
That's
so,
real. Real.
When that happens, God or the universe or whatever, they have a way of bringing the right person to you, you know what I'm saying? And I'm actually able to feel that love, to feel that connection, you know what I'm saying? That compatibility that I didn't have for being married for like 15 years. So
yeah. That's honest. That's honest, because like we were talking about, that wrong woman can be a detriment to a man. A woman has the power, and ladies, you have to recognize this and not abuse this. Women have the power, truthfully, to make or break a man. And that comes talking about that spirit. And then what happens is that man then encounters another woman. When he was a good man to you, maybe not the man for you, a good man for you and to you, but you may not have appreciated it or recognized it. Then now he goes to the next woman, and now he's just like, he don't even care. He's not vulnerable. He's not showing any emotions. He's not showing feelings, because that other woman just did something to his spirit. So women have a lot of power when it comes to men, whether we like it or not. It's real. It's real.
That's true.
True. That's so true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So Leroy, I think, so Norman, I got you, right? You were the first one, right? So Leroy.
Well, my word actually goes into exactly what you were just saying about the power, because I talked about impact. There's not one of these men on this call that you're speaking with that has not been impacted by a woman, whether it's our grandmother, our mother, our auntie, our sisters. There's not any of us that has not been impacted by a woman in some kind of way. And I'll just give you a personal example of me. Throughout my life, I've had the most of the things that I've learned, most of the things that I've been taught have come from women. My mother, tremendously, but in high school, there was a woman, I call her my second mother. Her name is Miss Jean Reagan. She was the woman that took me under her wing and taught me what it was to be, not just, I'm going to say just a black person, because she couldn't teach me how to be a man, but she taught me what it was to be a black person. And she used to get on me and get on me and get on me. And I'd be like, Miss Reagan, why are you always picking on me? And she would take me home because I lived not too far from her. And we just developed this bond and this relationship. And she would teach me things and taught me things. And I'd be like, why are you always picking on me? Why are you always doing? But what she was doing and what I can see now, what I see now, was life lessons that she gave me. But then also she gave me a strength because she poured into me, letting me know that you can be and do anything that you want to be in life. And she would push me to be better. She was like, Leroy, I know you can do better. I know you can be, because she was my Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 teacher. I hated math. I was never really good at, but having her to be able to guide me and through me in high school and got me into a program called Gilman Upward Bound. She got me into that program, which was a program back in the day for students that we would go to school year round. And then got you propelled into college and everything. So she was that driving force then. Throughout my business career, I've had women who have just kind of gravitated to me, that kind of like motherly thing to take care of me. It's like, you know, we had those good relationships with each other, and has guided me and everything. Now I've had men as well, but the significant ones has been women. And the last one I'll mention is, and this is one that wasn't in my life or anything, but I watched her, and her name is Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. She has a book called The ISIS Papers. And my buddy, told me about her back in college, and I watched the video of her back then. She has it's called the Crest Theory of Color Confrontation, where she talks about the system of racism and everything. Totally changed my life and gave me an understanding of everything that goes on to in this world today. And that's why I say women are impactful. And you think about history, there's not one significant thing in history that women have not impacted in some kind of way.
Come on, man. Come on.
That's
Man.
right.
Women,
That's right.
there's a woman that put us on the moon, believe it or not.
Come on.
When you
Right.
think when
Let's
you
give
think
it up
about
for
the
the
movie
women.
Hidden Figures,
Absolutely.
she put us on the moon. I'm just saying, y'all,
Right.
you know, we ain't saying y'all perfect, and I would not say women are perfect or anything, but that's the impact that you all have had,
Yes.
Kendell, was you all put a man on the moon. Think about that.
Wow. Now I will agree with you. It doesn't mean, like you said, it doesn't mean we're perfect. I'll be the first to say, no, we are not. You know, no one is. I always say, it's not about, you know how people say practice makes perfect. I really think practice just makes progress. It makes us see who we are, and it makes us, when we say we're perfect, that means we stop working. We stop working to be better. So it's all about progress. It's all about getting better. But I'm going to go down the line, and I'm going to ask you, Norman, has a woman impacted you?
Absolutely, numerous times. So, you know, everything from, let's just take business. My sister, God rest her soul, we started a family business, you know, the staffing industry. And we had several offices. We had offices in Atlanta, 2 in New Jersey, 1 in Delaware, corporate office in Pennsylvania. And we built a multi-million-dollar business, a family of 4. And that was my big sister. And a lot of what I learned and use in business now came from my big sister.
Wow. I like that.
And
Me
it was
too.
just, even though I do it along with being an entrepreneur, they call me Mr. Multi-Stream, because I mean, I've earned that title, but even now it's hard for me to punch that time clock. It's really hard for me to punch a time clock for anybody else. But I learned a lot from my big sister. She was a big impact. And then when you're talking about life lessons, you know, I've been married before, been divorced, you know, and I'll speak quite candidly. I was supposed to be getting married in August. I was engaged, and that ended in the earlier part of this year, and the wedding was called off. But every relationship that you're in, you need to take something away from it. If it doesn't succeed, you need to take something away from it, learn from it. So every woman will teach you something, even if it's to prepare you for the next one.
Yes, come on.
I like that.
That ain't that's real. That's real, because I just had a guest on, and I uploaded that already to my YouTube channel. And I just had an interview with Brother Calvin, and he just broke up where he thought this would be his life 6 days ago. And he was on there talking about that. And I told him, I said, that could have been the dress rehearsal for the main event. That could have been to prepare you, to show you, and to even also with guys, restore your faith that this is the right woman is out there. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people get weary, because if love is not in their lives, or if they keep losing love or getting married or divorced or breaking up, they start to lose hope. So sometimes God will send us glimpses to know that there's still hope. You know, there's still that woman out there for you. We're running. So I'm going to propose this question to you all. I don't know what everybody is doing right now, but are you guys down for another 20 minutes to part 2?
Absolutely.
Are you guys down? Because I still want to talk about vulnerability. I still want to talk about health. I want to talk about a lot of different things, because I know, and I want y'all to pray for my brother Norman, because I'll tell as much as you want to tell.
Go ahead. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
He is in remission, or he has cancer. He has cancer. So I want to talk about health with that, and I want to talk about a whole lot more. So I don't want this to be a 2-hour video.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is end here, and then we're going to hop back on, and we're going to resume this. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
Good.
All right.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We have part 2 coming right after part 1. We're going to talk more to Norman T. Price, Will, Marcus, Leroy, and Terrence. We will be right back. So go on over to part 2.